Good morning, everybody. It's LSP. It's currently the 2nd of June 2022. We'll do a quick breakdown. It will be a very quick one today. Not really much has happened since yesterday's market movement, this little drop that we had yesterday. In fairness, what's happening really is prices just come back into this consolidation. And if we just go to chart number 3, we can see, as I said yesterday, this move has gone up. It's absorbed all the liquidity. We've come back in now. So really, this area here needs to hold. And we need to get that second move to the upside. What this does do, as I mentioned yesterday, is it gives us an indication as to where that confirmation could potentially come from. So if we do get a move to the upside and it takes out this high, we're in line for 34,000. If this continues to move to the downside, then we're going below this low. And we're getting even more confirmation that that 20,000 could potentially still be on the cards. So these are things, as I said, that we have to continue to monitor. When I come on each day, because I often think to myself, is there any point kind of jumping on and talking about the same sort of thing? But ultimately, when you track price this way and you stay so close to it and make sure that you're watching every little nuance, it's so much easier to have the confidence in the analysis that you're doing and what it's showing you, because you're on top of it all the time. You become familiar with every little movement that's happening in whatever asset class that you're studying. So it is important that we stay on point, with these, with these videos, with these little updates. And I think as well, it helps for you guys to be able to see the kind of flow of price, at least the way that I see it, and maybe pick something up from that, to apply to your own methodology. If we just jump over to US equities for a moment, the changes here at the moment, obviously, this is something that I just kind of thrown it, like I said before, it's 20 past 10 over here in the UK AM. There's no real point looking at this, but I like to keep an eye on it even as early as now to kind of get a general feel of what, the markets that are open now are doing. Predominantly the Forex market, we've got London open, obviously Europe's open at the minute, and then when we get that crossover into New York session, for the Forex market, it all kind of just, starts. The Asian session really on the Forex market is the only session that's quiet, really. But ultimately, when you're looking at these figures now, they give you a sense of what's happening in this moment. In this moment, with the London market open, Frankfurt's open, London's open, and it gives you a sense of what people are thinking now about US equities. So as we start to become closer and closer, we're tracking that thinking process and the engagement that people are having from, say, 10:30 to around about 1:30, before around about 1:30, 2 o'clock before pre-market in US equities. And then obviously we get that open, but then we're able to look at that data and say, okay, this was up, now it's not. It's showing that there's receding, and people are not that interested in, say the US indices pre-market. You can see that maybe it starts to go down, and it gives you a feel. It gives you a feel for what's going on, sort of globally in terms of global markets. Ultimately, the numbers that we really need to be paying attention to is around about sort of 2 o'clock numbers, or 9 a.m. Eastern. Sort of pre-market, see what the futures are saying in terms of the actual open itself, and then when we get the open, we can kind of take it from there. The Nasdaq's very important, especially when it comes to Bitcoin, so it's definitely something that we need to be tracking. If we just drop down to the 4-hour, and we can see this has been absorbed. I'm going to leave it on the chart for now because I want to make sure that we're aware that this level has been absorbed, because we're so used to looking at cryptocurrency charts. When price starts to run to the upside, or if it starts to run to the upside, then maybe our 13,000 initial target will still be hit. And if that happens, we may very well see this reversed. Okay, and if that happens, then we may very well see the 34,000, which is the most important number that we're looking at the moment. Outside of that, if it starts to run lower, and then obviously, down here at 25-ish, give or take, 24 to 25,000, it's probably going to be on the cards. But again, patience is obviously key. We keep saying the same thing over and over again. And then hopefully, as we become closer and closer, to market open, then, what's the date today? Thursday. We're fast approaching the weekend. We do get a lot more volatility over the weekend. So I'm hoping one of two things happen. Either it stabilizes here or it starts to move to the upside. Because if it doesn't, and we get the third option of it's going lower, it kind of nullifies all of this, and the likelihood that we continue to drive towards that 20,000, becomes more and more apparent. And nobody really wants to see 20,000. If it happens, there's nothing we can do about it. That's not what I mean. What I mean is if it does go down there, I don't think the cryptocurrency market is going to be in good shape. If Bitcoin's down at 20,000, the rest of the cryptocurrency market, is going to be pretty low. And although these are, very discounted prices, and although it will eventually rebound, it just means that we have to go through this long drawn out process. And especially for those who aren't used to going through these cyclical cycles or going through these bear markets and are new to cryptocurrency, kind of get, the wrong end of the idea, the wrong end of the stick. And they start to feel that the cryptocurrency market is like any other market, and it's just there to take your money, and especially if they lose. If you have new people who are new to cryptocurrency and this is their training ground, it's very hard for them to see that this is the best possible thing that could happen to them in terms of training and learning about any market in a downturn, because you learn so much more than you would if price is just going up. Any fool can buy something going up. It's so easy. But learning to navigate markets like this is where the real skill comes in. So I'll keep you guys abreast and updated throughout the day. I should be around later for a quick jump on for a live session pre-market US equities, and then we'll see what happens closer to the time. And until then, hope everyone's having an absolutely fantastic morning or evening wherever you are in the world, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next update. All the best, take care, and ciao for now.